Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, oh Lord, she's got that thigh out. That thigh out. Oh Lord. I don't know if you guys know that song. Let me stop. Let me just stop. So, we are approaching a dilation period for the 8-8 portal. It's still a couple weeks away, but I don't know if you guys know this. A dilation, the opening of those pathways, begins typically anywhere from 14 to 10 days away from the portal. With that said, I am having an event. It's the Abundance Amplifier Meditation. It's going to be on 8/5. I want my community to be able to harvest as much of the abundance, amplified abundance as possible. So I'm going to have this private meditation. It's going to be on a private server, not here on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever else. I think I have. I do. I have profiles through all social media. It's true. It's going to be on a private server, not openly accessible. So if you would like to participate in that, for those of you who have already participated, y'all know how amazing these private events are. Go check it out. emmeevolving.com/shop/abundance amplifier event. Okay. Calm down, girl. Calm down. I asked what this reading was going to be about, y'all. Things are about to get real crinkety crunk. I'm saying, I asked, and what I heard is taking back your power with zero fluffs given. Good. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. Okay, let me just get the last couple decks ready. Ooh. Okay. As Village Baby would say, as Twinner Village Baby would say, our village chocolate Fabio, save your voice. Okay, fine. Save your voice. All right, we saving it. Okay. I'm listening. Him and my husband be like, you need to save your voice. Save it for what? A rainy day? No, for sessions. Okay. Oh, by the way, he's our chocolate Fabio. It's true. You know, he's like a son to me. If any of y'all are quality partners and you want to ask for my blessing to approach my adopted child, because he's a village baby, you let me know and I will introduce you. Now I'm saying, hey, Edwin. Hey, Charlie. Okay. This is the last deck. Oh no. Oh, there's another deck. Hold on. There's one more. Oh, I think things are gonna get very intense during this reading. The energy suddenly shifted into a very like powerful space. Okay. Let's see. I haven't used this deck in a while. Let's see what kind of intensity it will give us. Let us see. Okay. Let me breathe it out. I don't know. I think everything's funny today. I think everything is hilarious today. So let's do it. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Are you guys ready to hear quite possibly one of the most powerful messages and readings I've ever done? Are y'all ready for this? I'm not even joking. Um, I might not be messing around this live stream. I might be very, very serious here because this is powerful. Oh, okay. Look, there are people trying to do things that are really just designed to drain your energy. These are pussy ass people. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Mm. 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 Uh, ooh. Whew. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. They're not going to be successful in whatever it is they're trying to do to you. They're just not. They're not. You've wasted enough time. Um Hi Annie. Annie says, I might have missed some stuff, but what happened to your voice? I know you were whispering a while. Now your voice sounds super sexy. Whiskey voice. Stop. I don't even drink wine coolers. But I might, if you're describing it as that, I might. No, wine coolers don't have whiskey. I lost my voice. I got infected with covidia for a little bit, for a whole month. I didn't have a voice for basically a whole month, and now it's starting to come back. It's not fully back yet, um, but we don't care. We don't care. We're gonna just keep working. Work. So that's what happened to my voice. I know a lot of people were like, I mean, the ASMR, I mean, it was cool for one or two live streams, but like, we're not really feeling the whispering. I got no voice, yo. It's not for aesthetics. It's just not for aesthetics. I just can't talk. But okay, so this person, they're not going to be successful. They are not. Do not waste any of your energy on these. I don't even want to call them people. What can we call them? That's very vulgar. I mean, it kind of. E- what popped into my neurodivergent inappropriate mind is these people they're like queefs. I'm serious. They're like queefs. They weren't fully born. They're not like fully. They don't embody divinity. They're queefs. They're the gas that comes out rather than a full-on sovereign baby. It's a queef. They're queefs. Okay, so don't waste your time with these queefs. They stink. They do. They stink. It's accurate. What? It is. It's accurate. So what these queefers have done, they've tried to convince you that you're upside down, that you're wrong, that you are the problem. They try and gaslight you. They try and all that. Fuck them. Who gives a shit? They're nothing but stink ass gas that's passing through. Don't breathe it in. That is very simple. Face the other direction. Breathe fresh air. Fresh air. Okay. Now, they're going to keep trying all the way through to winter. You're not going to notice, boo, because you know what? You know what? If you've never listened to me before, that's okay. You are going to listen to me now. You're not going to let this into your life. You're taking your power back. You're taking your power back. They're going to try so hard to prevent you from clearing them out. No, irrelevant is irrelevant is irrelevant. You don't need to pay attention to things that are not going to get you fed, things that are not going to provide shelter over your head, things and people who are just trying to take because they're queefs. Okay? These are people who are very unstable in their energy. It's not for you to heal. One of the greatest things that I've learned from the most toxic people that I've come across is that not every wounded person is my responsibility to heal. Let's say it together. Let's say it together. Not every wounded person I come across is my responsibility to heal. Facts, right there. Facts, the whole fucking machine. Not just a paper, not just one transmission. The whole fucking machine. It's a fact upon a fact upon a fact. Okay? You're not going to let these people coerce you, convince you that you need to give any more to them than you have already given. And if they're cross watching right now and they don't like what I'm saying, boo, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I got a video for you. Hold on. Hold on. This one is special. I was saving it for a rainy day. And today we're going to let it rain some truth. Hold the phone. Stay here. One moment. I'm going to get you the video. I know you want me to hurry up because you're used to getting your way. Yeah, but I'm not your mom. That's the thing. Your mom let you think that you could just fucking have your way for everything. She lied to you. Your mom is a lying hoe. Okay. Okay, where the hell's that video? Oh, it's deep in the archives. It's worth it. Let me scroll because you need to hear this little truth nugget. It's sexy in a way that's so truthful. Give me 1 second. Where the hell is this video? Ooh. Oh, no. We don't need all of these. We don't need all of these. Hold up. Okay, I think I'm getting close. I think I'm getting close. I am. Oh, hold on. It's almost there. Bitch, where are you at? I found it. There you go. And then for my people, I have a video for you as well. Let me go ahead and airdrop this on my laptop. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited because I love to sprinkle truth like it's glitter at a strip club. Yes, sprinkle it everywhere. Just poof, poof. Let the truth hit you. So, where are you at, boo? There, it's coming. It's coming. There it is. Okay, we're gonna open all of this because we want to share it with all of you. These are for the cross watchers who are the stank ass queefers of the world. This is for you because you always got to be a part of something, right? You always got to be mentioned and acknowledged and bitch asses. That's what y'all are. This video is for you. Hold up. I'm gonna give you a special mic. Yeah, there. Let me go ahead. All right, there you go.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
Oh shit, that was potent. Ooh. Oh shit, that was potent. Hold up. I gotta hear it one more time. One more time. For those in the back who are hard of hearing. One more time.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
Potent. It's potent. Shut the fuck up. It's potent. It's potent. No one gives a fuck. All right. This one, hold up. This one is for my community. I love you guys so fucking much. All right. Y'all ready? Ready?
So I don't know how to. Oh, this filter. What about? Oh, wait. Hold on.
That one is like as my spirit animal. One more time.
So I don't know how to. Oh, this filter. What about? Oh, wait. Hold on.
He lost control of his blinks. He lost control. Oh, it's good stuff, you guys. I come across the best shit ever. Okay, one more thing that I want to share. Y'all, get ready to screenshot this. Let me take the banner down really quick. You guys get ready. Screenshot this. Screenshot it, okay? Keep this in your back pocket for when you need it the most. Use it sparingly. It loses potency if you use it too much. Here you go. Let me take out this banner too. It says, "Don't start shit with me, cupcake. The last bitch that got fresh is under a house." I mean, it's a couple of years old, but I mean, it's so potent. Use it sparingly, like I said. Use it very sparingly, okay? Use it sparingly because, it loses potency. It's not so funny if you use it too much. I go several years before I bring it back out. And when I bring it back out, it's just like, bitch, you want to play with a meme. Play with a meme, not with me, because no, bitch. You just got to approach life like this. There's people going to try and they're just totally going to try so hard to get you discombobulated in your life. No, fuck them. For real, fuck them. They got no control over you. They don't. The only control they have over you is the control that you give them. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, right? Okay, so you're not imagining things. There are really people who are trying so hard to just be an absolute fucking hemorrhoid. You know what I'm saying? They're a hemorrhoid. They think they're being all fresh and cool and edgy and like, oh, they're affecting your life. No, you are affecting your life. You are the one that's really peppering your life with all of this negative perception, right? So, it's one of those things. Oh, Hannah. Okay, here. My boyfriend of 2 years just broke up with me. I've never been in this situation. What do you do after this kind of thing? All right, girl, I'm going to be serious right now. You keep living. You keep living, you keep growing, you keep holding that space open for true happiness and true love to arrive. That ex-boyfriend was never the end all be all. That's why it had to end. They were not the one. They did you a favor by not wasting any more of your time. I know it's a harsh thing to say, but I want you to know that there is something amazing that is waiting for you after you're done healing enough to move beyond the disappointment of, your desire to probably be a lifelong partner has not come to fruition, So it's not something that you're just going to celebrate and pretend it didn't matter, but it's definitely something that you're going to need to really make sure that you allow yourself to keep living and keep holding that space. And boo, if you're hurting, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to feel. Those emotions are valid. If you're feeling betrayed by the breakup, if it came out of nowhere, especially if there was a betrayal and that's what caused the breakup, you have a valid right to feel however you feel, but don't stay in the negatives, okay? Try your best to shift and flow back into the positives. See things from a different perspective. Whenever the framing starts to crumble with the way you see things, reframe it, right? If your window is leaking and destroying the framing of your house, you're not just going to leave it like that. What you're going to do is you're going to need to dismantle to see where the leak is coming, the amount of damage that was done. And then you're going to get the new supplies to reframe that. And you're going to repair it. And it's going to be even more beautiful because guess what? It's now a new window, right? You'll see life differently in a little bit. But right now, what you need to probably do, and this can apply to anybody, you need to give yourself the amount of compassion that's necessary in order to fully feel and fully process. Good God. Yes, just a new window to decorate. Absolutely. Always give yourself another way to look at every circumstance that you're living through, whether it be a breakup, a job loss, having to move, loss of friendship, whatever it is. Give yourself the space to be able to reframe that, okay? So you have to set some intentions. We're at the cusp of something profound, right? We're at the cusp of something profound, and whatever this is, whatever profound thing this is, what's going to end up happening is you're going to need to make a decision. You're going to need to make a decision. A decision about what? Whatever your life is asking you to decide upon. We're all living different lives. We all have different details that we're needing to consider, different needs, different desires, different directions that we're traveling. All of us are valid, right? All of us are valid. We just need to kind of sit down with ourselves and see what it is we need to make some decisions on. Fertility. So this is confirmation that you're being given an elevated form of authority. You're bringing things into your life, or you are allowing for the removal of certain things that block your way. Things that prevent your true happiness from actually coming in. Things like maybe unrequited love, friendships, work circumstance that's not reciprocal, right? It's not reciprocated. So only one person is benefiting. Like everything that I enter into, whether it's work, whether it's a friendship or whatever other type of situation, for me, it's not enough for me alone to benefit. It has to be mutually beneficial. It has to benefit everyone that's involved. And because I live my life in that way, there's usually very minimal, very, very minimal struggles or fears of things going south, fears of, me being taken advantage of, being used, those things like that. Like I will only ever commingle myself and my purpose with people who are mutually beneficial, who can co-create a mutually beneficial type of circumstance. For too long, the empaths of this world have allowed the users, the takers, the bottomless pit queefers to really take advantage of your empathy. How many of us have a bleeding heart where we bleed for others? It really hurts us when we see other people struggling. Yeah, these people that we're helping, they consistently struggle because they consistently make poor decisions. And then on top of that, they're not even grateful. They don't show you gratitude in their actions, meaning they're not showing you mutual respect, right? They're not being considerate of how you've put yourself out there for them, things like that. Like, we got to stop with that. We got to stop with that. We don't have to stop helping people. We don't have to stop being empaths. What we have to do is stop selecting the people who don't need our help. what they want is someone to participate in a perpetual cycle of suffering. That you need to stop because it doesn't go anywhere. It genuinely does not go anywhere. And what I want the most for our community is for all of us to take our power back, to have no fear of speaking up and claiming your space, right? But to know also you don't have to remain in a combative state. Oh, it says hold the phone. Let me fix that. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I did not I didn't I didn't correct the thing. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who's got everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. Let me fix that really quick. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's it's and what's it's galore. You want thingamabobs? I ain't got none. All right. So thank you for pointing that out, Teresa. The Abundance Amplifier Healing Meditation is going to be on 8/5. If you'd like to participate, I've corrected the inventory for it. And now you can go ahead and partake. Thank you again, Teresa. So you're being given the green light to create elevations in your life, to create very elevated opportunities. You need to dump out all of this very distorted perception that you're never to enter into your shadows. A lot of your personal power is there. Like a lot of your personal power is there. And what needs to happen is you really need to claim all of that. You have to at this point. I think for some of you, part of that process of reclaiming your power, your personal power, is by interacting with this upside down masculine energy. Now, at the very beginning, we did have the upside down feminine energy. So, this is someone that is mirroring you. I'm wondering. Okay. The feeling that I'm getting is that this is someone who is in the same process you are. Maybe there's some different details, but it's like they're working on themselves so diligently, right? They're just as upside down in their perception of themselves as you are. So, this is someone who you're probably going to be able to um invite to be like a sounding board for you, right? Bounce ideas off of each other and just really be able to support each other through a very intense process. I think the intensity of this process has to do with the release of your belief that you don't deserve to receive. Why don't you deserve to receive? What is that about? Why do you feel like you should not receive? Why do you feel like in order for you to accept something, it has to be bottom rung, bare minimum? Um, just, yeah, no, stop, stop. You have to let that program go. It never belonged to you. So stop taking ownership of it. Stop believing lies that fractured people try to convince you of. Start believing what your life has consistently shown you. that you deserve more than what you are being given, that you have consistently chosen less than what you deserve, and that it is now time for you to choose something else. It's not you messing up, it's you finally reaching a level of maturity to develop the level of awareness and depth of awareness and maturity that can help you to see where you are at right now. It's really not where you belong. I know. I know it hurts to hear that. I know, because there's so many of you who try so hard. You go out of your way, you do so much because you just want your environment to accept you. You want them to validate. You want them to kind of fulfill this need that you have. And that need really ties into them, you know, validating you, them complimenting you, recognizing the greatness that you are, recognizing, acknowledging how much you do. You know, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Many of us empaths, we exist in environments full of people who are incapable. If they cannot do it for themselves, they probably cannot and are unwilling to do it for you. It doesn't mean there's a lack of love per se. It means there's a lack of alignment, a lack of resonance. And I think soul is really encouraging you at this point to get to a place within yourself where you can just allow yourself to be at home within yourself, right? I think for many of us, I've had this struggle, and I'm sure many of our community has the same struggle, where it's this thing of like, I just don't feel like I belong anywhere. I don't feel like I fit in. I don't feel like I'm actually welcomed. I feel like the spaces that I occupy, people just tolerate me. And, you know, it's like, how can all those people be wrong? Well, they can be wrong if they don't have the capacity to understand the gravity of you. For much of my life, I've existed in spaces that did not have the capacity or the willingness to even begin trying to understand the gravity of me and what I offer, right? That doesn't invalidate me and what I'm offering. It means the environment I'm existing in is misaligned with my need, with my capacity, with my purpose. For example, I grew up in a very, um, like, my relatives are very devoutly religious, right? And the religion that I was raised in has no space for human beings like me to exist. They teach the parishioners that human beings like me are demonic abominations and, you know, a disrespect to God, and we are pariahs, and we, you know, all of this really just fucked up shit. And it's kind of like having to go through the process of shedding all those layers, like the very calloused layers of these callous people who have no capacity to feel empathy for the way their actions and perception makes others feel. I wouldn't go so far as to say they're bad people. I'm just, yeah, you can be very disconnected from emotion and the reality of your effect on your environment and not be an intentionally bad person. You know, when you lack the awareness, not making excuses, but just trying to explain why my belief is that they don't always have to be a very bad person. Sometimes they're just conditioned to believe that that behavior is acceptable, right? So it's this thing of being surrounded by people who are not necessarily bad people, but have been conditioned to believe that behavior is acceptable. The behavior of going out of your way to make a little girl feel ashamed for the way God created her. Because who created me? It wasn't no fucking demon. Demons can't create. I don't know if you guys know that. So for those who don't know the full gravity of what I actually do for work, oh, let me read this to you. Someone asked my husband what I do for work, and then he called me out to ask me to explain what I do for work. And I was just like, things. I do things. I don't know. So, what I do for work. Well, I'm a founder of Quantum Keylontic Science Academy, focused on teaching applied biospiritual theories. I'm a creator of energetic modality that merges traditional Chinese medicine theories, modern knowledge of anatomy and physiology, allopathic medicine principles, naturopathic principles, quantum keylontic principles, ancient shamanic principles, and ancient magical teachings, along with advanced demonology and alchemical transmutation. I'm a founder and senior pastor of International Non-Denominational Church. I'm a president of a nonprofit organization. I provide advanced morphogenetic recodement and spiritual guidance via private sessions. I'm a medical intuitive with advanced bilocation abilities to correct physiological and psychological conditions that are resistant to traditional therapies. I'm a pioneer of the parasitic extraction field of therapies. Yes, boo. I'm also a creator of I'm a creator of patented spiritual tools made of crystal. So, the emphasis, pioneer of the parasitic extraction field of corrections and study. Trailblazer. I own the term parasitic extraction. I own it. I do. It's trademarked. So what's that mean? That means I fucking know my shit when it comes to demons and demonic behaviors, behavioral patterns, modus operandi, all of that. So, demons do not have the authority to create. They cannot even procreate unless they're given the green light by creation. When a demon latches onto you, it's a parasitic infiltration of your space. The most they can do is exacerbate existing characteristics that already reside within you. They're already within your realm of potentiality and capacity, right? So if I'm not a violent person, a demon cannot suddenly make me a violent person. Unless I have an existing capacity for violence, demons cannot make me violent, right? Right. So if they cannot create, that means with 100% certainty, I have only one point of origination. I am a daughter of the cosmos. I was handmade by God, as were you. You are a child of creation. Because of your parentage, you have the capacity to also create. Start using it. Stop listening to the people who don't know shit about the things they talk about. There are many, many people on social media who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm not going to sit there and correct them. You do you. That's on your page. As long as you're not involving me, by all means, whatever. Unless my soul is being instructed to instruct me, no, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay? Rules of sovereignty, the laws of sovereignty, right? So you have the capacity to create. This means you have the capacity to create opportunities for yourself. It requires effort. You're not just going to meditate on this and then something's going to magically be handed to you. Okay? Unless you're a magician, which is still an illusion. Okay? So, ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Card number 27, resilience. Burn away the past. Ooh, resilience. You see how their crown space is shielded. It blocks the BS of other people from entering. You see the very nonchalant manner that they're seated. They don't seem to be in a rush to get up. This image appears to lack any type of fear. There's no fear being communicated, just an opportunity to observe the sacred fires burning away the things that are unnecessary. Certain people should never have access to you. You can make that a reality. Okay. So that's first and foremost. Card number 23, panacea. There's a solution for every problem. Because you've been ensnared by the perceptions and words of these liars. They don't even know they're liars. They believe so deeply in the bullshit that they've also been taught. That doesn't mean they're not liars, though. They're still liars. A lie is a lie is a lie. Things that contradict the truth is a fucking lie. So, if you contradict the truth, you, by definition, are a liar, right? With your forked ass tongue. So, you have been ensnared by the words of a liar. They have somehow managed to convince you to question the messages of soul. I don't know what your messages of soul are. You do. You're the one that's receiving the messages. Now, what soul is trying to convince you is that there is a solution for every problem. Everything that's going on in your life right now that you think that you have classified as an issue or a problem is not. It really isn't. Like, um, I have this weird way of viewing my life and the world and events that I witness. I say it's weird because I don't see too many people that think this way. So that somehow convinced me that it's weird. But the way I see the world, when bad things happen, I see it as the precursor for the good to be delivered, right? So, for example, yesterday, this like absolute piece of shit of a person, excuse my language. It's accurate though. It's an accurate, appropriate way to describe this person. They came on my live stream trying to get attention, trying to trigger, trying to just be the fucking hemorrhoid pariah that they are. I'm talking about the stalker, Swiss Satan. Um, and it's just, I don't give a fuck. I just don't. Like you're not gonna waste my time, right? But because I was already kind of in a petty mood, I did take that opportunity to talk mad shit because you can't stop me. Because it's time I start talking and speaking my mind of my opinions of you. Fucking pathetic, right? And here's the thing though, that didn't upset me. I just have very specific opinions of that individual at this point. It's just fucking pathetic, right? 3 years a woman's been rejecting you and you haven't got through your thick skull. That's pathetic. There's no other way around it. But here's the thing. It really ignited something within me and it wasn't a rage. It was a compliance, right? It got me because I had already been contemplating a few things. And then I had a session late last night speaking to this client, and it was just a lot of epiphanies coming for me, a lot of downloads. And it was this thing of, you know, I've been where I've been in regards to my accomplishments, achievements, business accomplishments and stuff, my own personal growth for some time now. I've kind of just been here in this space, I would say for maybe a year and a half. I'm not sure. because I've stopped taking inventory of what I'm learning and what I'm growing through, right? I got really busy with work stuff and I stopped taking inventory. I usually take inventory of my day every night. Like, what did I learn today? What challenged me today? How could I have reacted to things differently? What was a better response than what I chose in that moment? How did that decision affect me? Just like all these really important questions that I need to ask myself to hold myself accountable and to give me the opportunity to grow exponentially with every given experience from that day alone. It's a very powerful thing if you can do that. There's no shaming myself. There's just like, oh my God, I was an asshole for that moment. What I should have done was blah, blah, blah. Instead, I did what I did. I get it. I give myself this space. I got triggered probably by, something was projected out into my environment from deep within me that I don't want to address. And that's probably what triggered me. It's probably not the person, right? The person was probably just the delivery method of soul, right? So, really taking accountability for my choices. And in the past, 12 to 18 months, I've kind of ceased doing that. I've been kept very busy in a holding pattern. And yesterday, with the attempt of, piece of shits with Satan, um, I just took it as an opportunity to entertain myself, first and foremost. And then, secondly, my session in the evening helped me to see quite a bit like, whoa, I get it. I get it. What needs to happen is I need to stop allowing myself to stay in a space that's comfortable. I need to push. I need to push to reach higher levels of expansion of my reach, exposure to the general public. I need to get really serious about my work and my message. And I need to allow myself to rise to the degree that I'm capable of rising in this moment at the level of maturity that I've reached, knowing there's room for more growth, more rising, and all of that. Allow myself to rise exponentially and to reach a level of achievement and public exposure where I will finally be at a point where the bullshit that I've, kind of been mitigating, I've tried to keep it more quiet. Like I don't want it affecting our community at this point. Basically, to reach a level of success to the degree that I can afford 24-hour security that is licensed to effectively, efficiently neutralize any threat with lethal force if necessary. That'd be awesome. So, you know what that means? It's not me living in fear. It means I don't have to wait for the conclusion of criminal cases. I can really, once I reach that point, have as many public events for our community to come together with not a fuck given, because all the fucks are contained and accounted for. So now it's this thing of, all right, I do have this limiting mindset where it's like, if I've earned enough to cover my life expenses along with what I feel is appropriate for me to give out quietly in support of others, members of the community, family, whatever it is. Enough is enough. All I need is what I need, and that's it. Right? No, not right. I need to push to reach these levels and create these opportunities to call my power back to me, knowing that as I call more of my power back to me, I will be given even more elevated opportunities to spread my message of empowerment, to initiate the process of self-awareness for those who haven't yet experienced the level of self-awareness that will liberate them from the matrix that has enslaved them. So all that's done is really, I'm fucking ready. Like ready. I'm ready to take it to the next part because our community has waited long enough. The next part, it's going to take a lot of hard work on my end. I'm fucking willing. I am more than willing. The next part, crossing fingers. I don't know how it's going to manifest, but it will. It'll give us the opportunity to begin construction on the sanctuary that's just sitting. It's just sitting. 35 acres of land, 35 acres of sovereign freedom, waiting for members of our community to come home and live there, to begin helping me create the very structures, the policies and procedures that we will be using the world over. This is not the only sanctuary that will exist. And I got to that point and I was cheesing so big, like, it's gonna happen. And I have no doubts. All because of a fuck knot. All because I've finally had enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Take the bad shit that people try and throw at you, use it as fertilizer. Use it as fertilizer. Start growing your dreams. Take your power back. Start growing the things you need. Growing your awareness of yourself. Growing your awareness of your capacity. Fuck what other negative ass people are trying to do. Just don't give them access to you. See, when you allow them to continue to have access to you, access to your thoughts, your processes, your emotions, especially, that's where you fuck yourself up. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, but Emmy, they're going to think I'm rude. They're fucking rude. Are you kidding me right now? They've made your life a living hell. Who gives a shit if they think you're rude? See, here's the thing, what I realized. People like us who don't want conflict, we're the primary targets because we facilitate the bullshit that people bring into our lives. Like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want no drama. I'll just do it. It's okay. It's not okay. Don't fucking do that. It is not okay. It is not okay. And if you need to hear it again, it is not okay. You deserve more than that. You have earned more than that. It is not okay. Let me be your big sister. Let me be your auntie. Let me be your fucking mom. Baby, it is not okay. It is not okay. And these motherfuckers are lucky that I am not your biological relative, because I promise you, I will fuck shit up on your behalf. That is how not okay it is, the way you're allowing yourself to be treated. I'm not joking. I ain't trying to be cute. I'm speaking literal fact right now. It is not okay. The only thing you need to be okay with in this moment is allowing yourself to feel the emotions that have just been triggered, because quite possibly for the first time in your life, someone's speaking up for you. Mm-hmm. I know what that feels like. Mm-hmm. You're going to be okay. When you allow the first badass motherfucker to love you in the way that you deserve, something amazing happens. Their presence in your life creates space for other badass motherfuckers who go to war beside you and for you to enter into your life. Absolutely. And if I need to be the first one to do that for you, to be that for you, by all means, let me. I'm okay with being that. Absolutely. I'm aware I'm a badass motherfucker. Uh-huh. Until I get all up in my feelings, ain't nothing even slow me down. Once I'm focused, I'm focused. And I can be that for you. Because you deserve that. You deserve to be loved in that way. You absolutely deserve to be loved in that way. You need to allow yourself to feel what you feel as you realize how little people have shown up for you over the course of your life. How not many have shown up when you needed at least one person the most. I know what that feels like too. It's because you've convinced them so thoroughly that you got it. You can handle it. Just because you can handle poor treatment does not mean you should. It does not mean you should continue to accept that. It doesn't mean that you continue to allow people who have no problem treating you that way. Allow them to treat. No. I'm not someone who prefers violent reactions. I don't like that. It makes me feel sick when people get aggressive with each other in real life. Even in movies, I don't. If it's too realistic, it makes me feel physically ill. I don't like it. I just don't. I don't. But I've reached a point of self-love for myself, obviously, self-love, right? I've reached a point of self-love where in real life, if you come at me crooked, I'll fucking straighten you out. If I can do it with words, I'll do it with words. I'll let you know. If you give me no option but to use my hands, I come equipped with elbows and knees as well. Yeah. And although I look demure, for a large portion of my life, I was immersed in physically aggressive environments where I had to learn how to physically defend myself. You know what that means? Your girl can fucking fight. I prefer to be peaceful. But if you leave me no other option, I promise you I'll fuck your ass up. Because I'll never go back to that space of letting people do that shit to me. And to keep it very real, after I fuck your ass up, I'll probably cry. Because honestly, didn't have to be that way. You could have just left me alone. You could have just stopped because I wasn't going to continue it. You chose that. And it hurts me to have chosen to be a lesser reflection of myself just to put you back in your place. It's just one of those things. I'm not a bad person. That means even if I have no option and I have to physically hurt someone to protect myself, I still feel bad after. It was appropriate. It was needed. It was necessary. But it still makes me sad. Don't worry though. Don't get emboldened either. If I need to fuck shit up, I will. I mean, I'm not averse to tears. That's just how I process and release. It's not going to break me. You are not going to break me. What's going to happen is you're going to break yourself, and I'm going to be the one to deliver it to you if you choose. When you take your power back, you cannot allow anyone to shame you for knowing how powerful you are and being able to wield that power. Consciously wield that power. Yeah. It's just one of those things. There were other ways it could have happened. You gave plenty of opportunities for other options to be chosen. They chose that. You did what was appropriate, what was necessary. So that's that. Right? Take your power back. When the users in your life get butthurt because all of a sudden you're hard to control, you're being difficult. I like to giggle and be like, good. Absolutely. Good. Great. So it's no longer going to be convenient for you. You should probably back the fuck up and leave me alone. Pick someone else at this point. Your time with me is done. And not be apologetic. When you continue to apologize for the fact that you have realized your power once again, you've remembered it, you're reclaiming it, people will take advantage of that. That's a very massive entry for you to be manipulated, gaslit back into a space of compliance. You deserve more than just complying. You deserve to be reinstated into that space of co-creating. You have the power and authority to co-create. Start using it. Start harnessing it. Start allowing yourself to just really, really see how good of a person you are. I've had so many people try and convince me that I'm a bad person. And it's kind of like, why? I mean, they wouldn't just do that. Why are they trying to convince me that I'm bad? Oh, they can't all be wrong. It must mean I'm bad. No, it doesn't mean you're bad. It means you're around people who are fucking assholes and they want to control you. They want to use you. The best way to do that is by destabilizing your emotions and your perception of yourself. That's why. You can go so far as to say it's Hegelian dialectic. Create a problem, offer a solution, and wait for you to beg them to implement the solution. Yeah, no, fuck off. Fuck off. You guys ever see that one girl who has she has actual clinical Tourette's. Her tics are fucking hilarious. I mean, my heart kind of feels bad for her because it's like that must be so exhausting, right? All of those tics. I assume she doesn't have tics all day, that there's moments of flaring. But when she records her videos, and she's adorable, right? And she's like, wind it up, fuck off. It cracks me up. Yeah, it cracks me up because some of the ticks she says, I think she's the best ticker out there. I'm saying. I'm saying they're potent. The things that she says can totally um be put into a user's manual of how to properly tell someone to fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I don't know her creator name. I don't know what the name is, but if you see her, she has a really long, um, I think brunette hair. Like I think it's like chocolatey brown. I'm not sure. But she's very pretty. She's very smart. And she's very gracious with sharing her condition and the things that she has to go through, you know? So card number 25, phenomenon, be still and listen to the spirits. You have to enter into a place of stillness. This person who has ensnared you, they're being used as a Trojan by demonic things, right? So part of the way a Trojan is used is by first trying to destabilize you. If they cannot destabilize you, they will create a preponderance of inconvenience that hopefully will destabilize you or drain you, right? No, no, no. We're not going to allow any of that to, come in and you just no. Nope. Nope. No, 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 no. All right. So card number 5, effervescence, cultivate love, but it's in reverse. Some people will get really bent out of shape because you have a bubbly way about yourself because, you're just full of tingly, um, Devic type energy and, all of these really amazing things. And yeah, they're going to be like, no, do you know how annoying you are? Do you know how? No, don't listen to them. This is about taking your power back, right? Some people might be like, oh my God, everything that Emmy has said during this live stream is so negative. Yeah, because you've given your power away to people who create negativity. Now, if the reading was about living in your power, that's a positive thing. You're already in your power, right? Okay. So, if we always need to have the message sugar coated, I mean, that tells us the degree of cognitive dissonance that we exist within. Like, you need something to be whispered to you and soft, gentle words be used because, not here. At least not all the time. No, because if you need that and you don't listen to messages unless it's that's your problem. That's why everything keeps going the way it does, because you don't want to face the harsh reality of things. So, is that you being weak? No, that's you living within the space of cognitive dissonance. You need to begin really practicing allowing yourself to see the reality of the circumstances that you've gotten yourself into. Oh my God, Emmy, I can't believe you're blaming me. It's your fucking life, though. You're going to say it's your parents' fault? How old are you? After a certain age, like you kind of can't blame your parents anymore, right? because you're old enough to consciously choose to make changes in your perception, in your chosen behaviors, the way you respond, your level of reactivity. That's your responsibility as an adult. It is. So if you're feeling attacked, that's because you're refusing to take accountability. No one's attacking you. No one is attacking you. What's happening is you're trying to turn it around where you're the victim. You can't claim to be a victim when you are actively choosing to co-create the struggles that you're facing. That's not victimhood, that's co-creation. Who would choose to be sad? You would think nobody, but I mean, if you're going to continue, then you're kind of low-key choosing that. Oh my God, you can't. Okay, listen. I'm someone that struggled through clinical depression for many, many years. Many, many years. I'm not depressed anymore. I have good days, I have bad days, but that's it. They're days. Now, if I choose to revert back to those same inappropriate, outdated, unhealthy coping mechanisms, then I will have bad weeks, bad months, bad years. I choose that. I choose that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And just to be clear, clinical depression is not being triggered or sad for a day or two. There's a huge fucking difference between not getting your way, giving up your power, and being clinical level depressed. Right? That's part of my history. I have no shame in that. Acknowledging that part of my history reminds me of how powerful I am. I was able to overcome clinical pathology related to sadness and grief. Anyone can. The bullshit that we're told about, oh, it's a chemical imbalance. Okay, prove it. You can't. Because it's bullshit. No, you're going through something real. Don't get that twisted. You're going through something real. It's very intense. It's something that you don't quite have the capacity to cope through right now. You will develop that capacity to cope through it. And as you develop the capacity to cope, hopefully, as you begin to restabilize, you'll begin to choose to learn healthier coping mechanisms that will then greatly diminish the frequency of these experiences. But if you're going to stay in the same space, continue to react the same way, that's a choice. Not saying you deserve that. I'm actually saying quite the opposite. You deserve more than that, and I hope at some point you begin to choose more than that. Right? I know what it feels like to be where you're at. And this is years of my life. Years. I think I want to say that my longest bout of clinical depression was probably 6 to 8 years long. I can't remember when it started. But it was about 6 or 8 years. It was pretty bad. Yeah. It was pretty bad. And part of why it lasted so long is because I allowed myself to believe the specialist who convinced me that's my identity. No, it's not. I fucking had a rough time. I couldn't cope. What I needed was to learn other ways to cope, ways to process what happened, how it made me feel, the way it affected me, so that I can begin to move forward from that in a healthy manner, not just pretend it never happened. Right? Don't fail yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And if you think you're not worth it, it's too hard, it's this, it's that. Every profound thing that is worth your while will challenge you. It will cause you to feel like you cannot do it, because guess what? In the process of what you're learning, in the process of acquiring the wisdom that that experience is giving to you, you will be destroying your current self in order to make room for your higher potential to come forward. That's all that means. That's the process you're in. And if you need to take time to grieve the loss of what you perceive to have lost, I don't really believe in loss. I believe that we can perceive a loss, but we never actually lose things. We shed and we grow and we layer and we shed and we grow and we layer, right? It's like a beautiful plant feeling forever destroyed because its first set of blossoms have withered and fallen. You're eternally blooming. Stop. Stop. What? There's this alocasia plant that I have. I have 2 of them. They fucking bastards. They irritate the shit out of me. These 2 alocasias. Yeah, fuck, they irritate me. Why? Because I want to see lush growth in everything I care for. Right? I want to see tangible evidence of the way my love empowers you, emboldens you to grow in ways that defy logic, ways that defy what's expected, the norm. I want proof of it. That's why I'm fucking addicted to plants. And these 2 alocasias are fucking bastards. Why do you have to kill one leaf in order for a new leaf to grow? It literally will not grow a new leaf until one of the older leaves dies. One has 3 leaves, the other one has 2. I'm like, every morning, God, whenever I walk past this plant, because it's near the front door, I'm like, you bitches. Still alive, huh? Still got that 2 and that 3. Okay, that's fine. I don't want you to die, but you irritate me. But that's the thing. I feel like those 2 will eventually be my favorites. Why? They're teaching me something that's difficult for me to learn. They're teaching me something very, very, very difficult for me to learn. I don't always need to have confirmation. Sometimes I just have to trust. Yes. DoorDash.
Special made by Dad.
Oh my fucking God. All right. So, oh my God, baby. I'm sorry. I said a bad word.
See you later, Mommy.
I'm sorry. You guys. This is the bombest chickpea crust. I'm saying. And it has goat cheese and jalapenos. Oh my God. This man. This is why I love him. This is why. Because he feeds me. He feeds me without asking. Wait, did he text me? Let me see. He feeds me without asking if I'm hungry. Ugh. Okay, we're going to cover this. Just so y'all know, I'm going to eat the whole thing. The whole thing in one sitting. You got to detox. Okay. You got to cleanse and restore yourself. You have to allow this to happen. It's going to be a process. It's probably going to involve some purging. Traditionally, when people think of purging, they're thinking of like, like puke. So it gives me this sense of like, as part of the detox, the things that you've stuffed down, the words that have been needing to be communicated to specific individuals, is going to come forward. It's going to come up. You're probably not going to be able to control it. You're probably just going to be like, you know what? I've had enough. And then you're like, oh shit. I said a lot. No, you said what you needed to say. You said what should have been said a long time ago. Let it out. I'm not encouraging you to be combative or confrontational. I'm saying when the opportunity presents itself without pre-planning on your part, you just see this opportunity to speak, and then suddenly you're speaking, and suddenly the things you're saying are like, oh my God, I gotta shut up. Let it out. Let it out. Let it go. Release it. Well, you want to maintain a peace that doesn't exist? If you have to shut yourself up and shut yourself down to maintain a peace, that's not peace, honey. That's not peace. That is not peace. That is emotional, social martyrdom. It's a form of emotional manipulation. Martyrdom is emotional manipulation. You are using a circumstance and your behaviors within that circumstance to manipulate someone in such a way that controls their perceptions and their treatment of you. That's manipulation. I used to be a martyr, and I thought it was me being a good person until Michael helped me to realize this. It's emotional manipulation. I was like, I'm not a manipulator. He goes, you're not intending to be. But that behavior is in fact emotional manipulation. You're not trying to control other people in the traditional sense of control, but it's emotional manipulation. You're trying to get them to see you in the way you choose, the way you feel, the way you want them to see you. That's manipulation, right? So liberate yourself from all of that. Free yourself. Let go of the programs that were instilled in you to keep you shackled, to keep you bound. And they sold you these programs under the guise of purity. Now, manipulation is manipulation, right? Perfect acceptance. Accept yourself as you are. There's nothing wrong with you. There are things that could probably be improved just to give you maybe a different experience in life, or maybe to help alleviate some of the sense of struggle. There's always room for improvement because you deserve to be able to experience life in different ways, right? Have a variety of experiences, but not because you're broken, because you're not. You're not broken. Let me tell you, I've entered into a stage of being capable of being a rude ass fuck. It's true. It's true. I'm capable of it. I'm not even stopping myself anymore. Of course, to a certain degree. But yeah, I have no desire to tell you things that make you feel good, but in fact hurt you because you're not being told what's real, right? You're not broken. You are in the process of being reacquainted with alienated parts of yourself. That's a process. That's difficult. It's challenging. It causes traumas to rise to the surface. It causes you to feel destabilized, emotionally unsound, and all sorts of other negative things. Those are just perceptions. So I feel like I'm the most amazing woman in the world and there's no one more amazing than me. Okay, whatever. You feel that doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. Just because you feel it. Yeah, no. I know for a fact there are other people in existence right now that are even more amazing than me. I don't see them as competition. I see it as an invitation to challenge myself to rise to higher levels of self love, of expansion of awareness of self, so that I can feel that about myself. These are people who are inspiring me to work on myself even more. Not so I can be like them, but so I can show up for myself in the way that I see them. Have that same feeling of like, go girl. Yeah, I'm not a low key hater. I'm totally like, girl, do your thing, do your thing. I'm totally the girl who's like, even if we not vibing, boo, your nails look good. Hey, look at that booty pop. I have no problem complimenting other women. If you look good, girl, you look good. It doesn't bother me none. If you're intelligent, like, hey, girl, go for it. If you've accomplished more than me, many people have accomplished more than me. Fuck, keep going. I would love to see how far you can take it. Keep going. Your accomplishments has nothing to do with my sense of failures. Like, no, fucking keep going. You're inspiring me. There's this girl at the gym who's like ridiculously fit, right? I think she does competitions. I'm not sure. She's like ridiculously fit. And her dad is ridiculously fit too. I think she's maybe late teens, early 20s, something like that. She has such a baby face. I can't tell how old she is. But there were times when I was first working out at that gym where I would see her working out with her father. They're both ridiculously fit. Their form when they work out is amazing. And I'm just super socially awkward. So I never say hi to people at the gym. I don't interact. But one time, her dad initiated interaction with me. He asked me if I liked the ankle straps that I was using to do cable work. And I was like, yeah, I actually love them. They work better for me than the machines. It allows me to have full range of motion. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I was like, yeah, I'm still in the process of rehabbing my knees. But when my knees are much more solid, oh my gosh, the glute growth that they encourage is profound. You're like, oh, okay. And then I felt ballsy at that point. I was like, by the way, I hope this doesn't sound weird, but the two of you, whenever I see you guys working out together, you guys first are so adorable. Secondly, you both just really inspire me to keep proper form, to keep working out, to really just show up as much as I can at the gym for myself, to really turn my health around. I just want to thank you. As you guys are just so awesome. And they're like, oh, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going. And I walked away. And I walked away. I already said what I said. I feel awkward now, so I'm gonna walk away. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think I brought it somewhere awkward. Because then I realized that was letting them know, like, I watch you working out. That's what went through my head. But it's this thing of like, nah, y'all are super fit. You got the workouts down. Like, fuck yeah. Please keep being a source of inspiration for me. I'm not a hater. Y'all, if you're going to be part of my community, don't ever let yourself be a hater. Not even low key. Just don't. It's it's such a thief of joy. It's a thief of energies that could be used to replenish you and heal you and elevate you to the next part of your journey. No, I'm totally the person where whether we are genuine friends or not, or simply we just are acquaintances, like I know you exist, you know I exist. If something amazing happens for you, I'm literally celebrating and giddy like it happened for me, because whatever you can accomplish for yourself, it fuels my desire to continue with whatever it is I'm tasked to do. Like, yes, I want to have something to celebrate too. It doesn't have to be the same exact thing you're doing at the same time you're doing it. No. But like, yes, I'm so happy that happened for you. Genuinely. Like, I celebrate you. Keep going, and seeing you continue going, it fuels my perception of how far I should go, right? There's no ceiling. There's no ceiling. There's no actual ceiling in creation. There's none. Ceilings are false limits created by humans. So, yeah, you're human, but you're also something so much more than just that. So, yeah, maybe your fears will be the ceiling that limits you until you get to the ceiling and remember that you're also a soul. And therefore, the ceiling is simply a perception that's no longer appropriate to apply. So keep going, keep rising, keep going, keep rising, keep shining, keep being who you are. You don't need to be more or less of who you are. What you need to do is exit the environments that shame you into a space of believing you're too much or not enough. Right? For people who would tell me that I'm too much, well, then go find something less. What's your problem got to do with me? Go find something less. It's easy. I just gave you a freebie right there. Go find something less. For people who say and try and get me to believe that I'm not enough, well, if I'm not enough, why the fuck you keep wasting your time with me? What's that say about you? You're one of those. You're one of those. And I don't fucks with you. Mm-mm. That's ugly. Surrender to your process. Allow your process to be the very thing that amplifies your gratitude for the ways in which your soul still continues to give you the opportunities to continue to grow and expand in your awareness of what you're capable of. Your emotions are natural and normal. Allow yourself to feel them. Don't stay there too long. That's the key to it. Don't identify as the emotion or the reaction to a difficult event, difficult experience. You are not simply a byproduct of a difficult experience, but allow yourself to feel the emotions that bring your attention to the places within you that need you. Because that's the part that got triggered by what you experience. It needs you. It needs to be held by you. It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be comforted. Let your emotions bring your attention to where it needs to be. Now, there will be those who will be brought to you as a celestial teacher, and then there will be opportunities for you to be your own teacher. Both are valid. You don't always have to wait for someone to teach you. You are fully capable of exploring and learning about yourself and your environment on your own terms and in your own time. Yes, granted, there will be things that you don't have the capacity to learn alone. That's when you'll need a teacher. That's okay. Those are the people who exist in a space of service. They are helping you to reach the places you belong so that you can finally be ready to serve your purpose. It's okay. We all have a purpose, right? Through all of this, keep your integrity. Keep your integrity and allow yourself to, be very honest with yourself about how things sometimes make you feel, right? There's only one person that makes me feel disgusted to this degree. Yeah, no, I have a right to feel that way. I do. I do. I have a right to feel that way. Why? Because of all the things that I've allowed myself to quietly endure because of their mental illness. Listen, please hear me when I say this. It does not matter if someone has a mental illness or if they're demonic or if they've just had a rough childhood, if they're traumatized or whatever other excuse you are going to use to explain away the bad behavior of the person who maltreats you. You are allowed to feel whatever you feel in response to the way you have been treated. It is valid. You are not diminished, less spiritual, less of a good person just because you are being real. You are valid. The way you feel is valid. I've shared before that I was raised by a narcissistic father. I don't have hatred for him. He's just not allowed in my life. I don't have hatred though. Former associates who did me so dirty, I don't have hatred for them. They're not allowed in my life. I don't have hatred for them. Stalker in Switzerland, I hate that fucker. Like, I hate that fucker. Yeah. There's nothing to forgive. There's just an awareness of like, that's the most disgusting piece of shit fucker that has ever existed in my eyes. Worthless, pathetic. I don't have anything nice to say. That's fucking valid. Ain't nobody gonna convince me that I'm a fucked up person for having the appropriate response towards a piece of shit that has fantasized about murdering me for 4 years. I don't fucking know. I don't keep track. Yeah, there's no other proper response to that. None. Think about the ways in which the people in your life have tried to convince you that your appropriate feelings towards the type of maltreatment you've received is like you're the problem. Oh, no, baby boo. No, I will not co-sign that shit. You are not the problem. You are not the problem. When you have done nothing to justify the type of treatment you have received from specific individuals in your life, you have done absolutely nothing. And be very honest with yourself, okay? When you have done absolutely nothing and they treat you that way consistently for no reason, without causation, you should fucking be livid. Are you kidding me? No. You should not be okay with that. You should not be okay with that. And the litmus test for this, if you witnessed that person treating a child, let's say a 3-year-old, in the same way that they've just treated you, would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with that? If it's a no, they should not be treating you that way. Because what they're doing is attacking your inner child. So you need to rise up, speak up, stand up. If need be, that's what you need to do. Right? Hey, if you want to have a confrontation with me and I'm seated, we can have a confrontation with me staying seated. I say whatever I need to say. You want to escalate it? You best believe I'm going to stand up. The next step after I stand up, we going to start fighting. There's stages to it. I'm not an unreasonable person. There's stages to it. By the time I stand up, I'm going to let you know. Are you sure you want to do this shit with me? Because once we start, I ain't going to stop. You sure? You about to get yourself fucked up. You sure? It's your opportunity to just be like, fuck you, and you walk away from me. Let me know. You're going to continue. You're going to keep walking closer. We're going to fucking fight. That's how it's going to end. The only way it's going to end once that starts is if you can get enough people to get me off of you. That's the only way it's going to end. So if I were you, I would just be like, fuck you, bitch. I'm out. Okay, be out. It's all good. I'll sit back down. It's all good. It's all good. De-escalate it. That's fine. I didn't want to fight. That's the thing. I don't want to fight. But if you're showing me everything that's telling me I'm going to need to, fuck yeah. Absolutely. 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 That's just, I'm not asking for it. I'm not wanting it. But if you want it that bad, there's steps. Keep escalating it. Keep escalating. I'm not someone that just jibber jabbers. I'm just not. I'm not a jibber jabber. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I'm not one of those things. I'm hood as fuck. I'm ratchet. I'm from the hood. Like, we don't do that in the hood. So don't start with me. Keep me docile. Talk your shit. I'm going to ignore you. Whatever. Right? But there comes a point when you need to assert your dominance within your life. Because if you don't, you send the message to these specific types of people. I am willing to accept whatever it is you want to do to me. And I mean, unless you're really willing to accept that, which you shouldn't be, don't give them that message because it emboldens them. It emboldens them. Right? It emboldens them. They won't get any warning with flip-flops. I'm not one to throw shoes. I don't fight like a girl. I didn't grow up with very many girls. I had my girl cousin who was close in age to me, but she don't fight. That's not how she is. She's not ratchet. She's not. She's just like, oh, you have a problem. I'm out. That's how my cousin is, which is good. That's how she should be. I mean, she's a professional she has her career going. She shouldn't be like that, right? And she's not. But yeah, no. I don't fight like a girl. I don't. Yeah. When I would get into fist fights and stuff growing up, it's always with dudes. So, hey, I'm just saying, if you want some, I'll serve it a pot. I'll serve it a pot. Don't cry, you got burned. But that's the thing. Like, I don't like that. But there will come a point. I'm not going to let you get away with much more. I'll let you know that too. I'll let you know, like, violence is not my first preferred reaction. I don't like that. But if you leave me no choice like that, I shared with you guys before. Years ago, we went to Boulder for the first time. We went to Boulder, Colorado. And that place is like a whole nother, like, what the fuck? And we were in the parking lot of Play It Again Sports. We were going to leave, but, we didn't know where to go yet. So we're looking through the different things on our phones of where we could bring our kids. And this lady in this huge SUV fucking hit our parked car with us in it. And she got out of her car like ain't no thing. My husband got out of the car to see like, how the fuck did you damage our vehicle with us in it? And my husband didn't even say anything to her. And she starts being mad disrespectful to him and screaming at him. Is an older lady. This was before the era of Karens. That was the first time we came across a Karen. And I got out of the car to try and de-escalate my husband, like, hey, and don't argue. And I was even telling him, like, hey, our kids are in the car. They can hear this shit. Just, get her license, write down her license plate, her insurance. We'll report it to our insurance because it's a fucking hit and run if she's not going to give us that. And then she comes charging back and screaming at us. And she refused to give us her information, saying that it is private property. So unless it's $1,500 worth of damage, PD's not even going to come out if we call it 911. And then she starts walking to the store. And I told my husband, stop. Our kids are literally watching all of this transpire. My kids are very sheltered. I don't like them seeing that kind of shit. And and I told him, I'm going to take a picture of her car, the damage to our car, her license plate, take a picture of the VIN. We're going to just fucking report it as a hit and run. She didn't want to give us her information. She heard me say that. She came charging back. I didn't even turn to face her. I just looked at my husband. I smiled and I'm like, I'm going to jail today, aren't I? And I looked at her like that. Oh, you best believe she stopped in her tracks. I was like, if you touch me, I wouldn't touch me. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And she was really close to me, and I was just looking at her. And my husband was like, oh, whoa, hey, don't. And now he's like, our kids are watching. Our kids are. And I was like, I'm just saying, if she touches me, you better tell her. You better tell her, because if she touches me, right? I don't like violence, but you have to assert your dominance in certain situations. You just do. I didn't yell. I didn't, nothing, just like that. I'm going to jail today. If that's what needs to happen, I promise you, I'll fucking slam this old hag. If she touches me, I will fucking slam her. And that's going to traumatize my kids. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But if you're going to fucking try and manhandle me, I was telling one of my friends last night, I asked her if she'd ever heard of the art of fulcrum. Totally made up the term. She's like, what is that? You use fulcrum. It doesn't matter your size. Most people are bigger than me. It doesn't matter my fucking size because I understand physics. I understand fulcrum. Oh, yeah. I have no fear because I'm not a malignant person. I know I am a very protected individual, but I still have to do my part in reclaiming my power, in reclaiming my energy. We have to. We have to. We are responsible for ourselves while in physical form. First and foremost, don't get yourself into situations, environments, or connected and accessible to people who disrespect that need to remain safe and autonomous. There are certain people, I will never hang out with you because you gonna get us in some shit. I'm not scared of getting into shit. I just don't want to. I got too much going on in my life. I'm good. There are certain places I will never go there. Is it because I'm afraid? No, it's because I'm fucking responsible for myself. And if I know I enter into that space and invites me to be a version of myself that I've outgrown, I'm responsible for the outcome of that. There's always a consequence for every decision you make. Part of taking your power back is understanding the ramifications of what happens when you allow your power to be used against you. Right? I'm really not about violence. I'm I'm not. I don't like it. But I understand my responsibility for my personal safety, the safety of my family. You have to give yourself permission to do what is necessary to reestablish a baseline of neutral. And another story, I've shared this before. We were at a laundromat. We were, I think, in Denver. It's years ago. We were in Denver, I believe. And we're at the laundromat. We're waiting. So the kids are right beside the minivan. We were in a minivan at that time. The kids were right beside the sliding door of the minivan. And I was inside with the littlest inside the minivan. And then my husband was outside right by the sliding door, playing with the kids. And this huge group of teens, juveniles, came, large group. And one of them, trying to be extra to impress their friends, said to my husband, "Nice shoes." Husband's wearing Jordans. I don't know if you guys think my husband's a pushover. He's not a fucking pushover. He's not. And he was eating something. And he goes, "What?" He shoves, I don't remember what he was eating. He shoved the whole thing in his mouth. And he turns to face the guys who were coming up. And he goes, "What the fuck you say?" I was like, "No, please, no." And the guy repeats himself about nice shoes. Would they fit me? Meaning he's implying he's going to rob my husband, right? At which point I start doing energy work. Like, please don't. I told my husband, "Hey, put the kids in the car first." So all of the kids, we had our toddlers at the time, and he puts them in the van, and it's 2 sliding doors. I'm in the second row. Windows are rolled halfway and they're tinted. We Bonnie and Clyde. You know what that means? You're not going to rob my husband. I'm in the second row unlocking the gun box. I'm loading one into the chamber of my Glock. I've instructed my children to go in the back seat, sit down and cover your ears. And I'm preparing to exit out the other side where they don't see me. The whole time I'm like, please don't force me to do shit I don't want to do. You're not going to hurt my husband though. Just walk away. Just walk away. That's all you got to do. Haha, funny, it was a joke. Whatever. Walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And as I open the sliding door, and I'm armed, and my husband is like, "The fuck you say? Get back over here. What the fuck you say to me? You gonna rob me?" And the guy said, "Oh, no, we're just kidding." Oh, thank God. But you best believe I was already standing outside the vehicle because I'm not kidding. I'm not. Whatever keeps my family safe, I will pay the consequences of what I need to do to keep my family safe. They all walked away. All the other ones were like, "Hey, you're being stupid, whatever." And they walked away. So I removed the mag. I emptied the chamber. I locked it back up. I put it away. I don't want violence. But I'm not made to be a victim. Neither are you. I'm not big and bad. I just have a very deep understanding of the way the human psyche can work for fractured people. I will not be anyone's victim from this point forward. I stopped being willing to be other people's victims as a child. If you allow yourself to reclaim more of your power and really just let yourself be aware, you avoid a lot of the unnecessary. When you exist in a space of fear, you give those who have the capacity and the desire to be predatory, you give them the courage to enter into a full predation state. You see, they're not looking for a hard victim. They're looking for someone that will be easy, that will not fight back. I fucking fight back. I used to not. No. Those days are done. I fucking fight back now. I talk back. I fight back. Just don't start shit with me. It'll ruin your whole day. Just don't start shit. It's simple. It's simple. It's not, don't say anything to me that will criticize. No, I can handle criticism. You can tell me like, oh, you're being obnoxious right now. Okay, I probably should tone it down, right? Don't try to victimize me though. Not mentally, not emotionally, not physically, not anyway. It'll ruin your day. Because now I'm not willing to give my power away to anyone. I'm willing to share. I'm willing to share the spaces beside me. There's room for everyone, right? I don't have to be the top dog. But no way in hell am I going to agree to be your next victim. And if I don't agree, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to talk like I'm a badass and no one's ever going to. No, I mean, if I put myself in that situation and the opportunity presents itself, I'm sure there will be someone, right? So I will never allow myself to be in those situations as much as I can help it. I will not give people my power. I will not shut myself up. I will not dim my shine. None of those things. And whatever you get from me is a direct result of what you have invited to come out of me and what I have chosen to allow. So we have to choose what's in our best interest. We have to choose these things, right? We have to choose these things. You don't always have to be confrontational. You don't always have to be balls out. You don't always have to be, no, you just don't. When you begin to really claim your power, much of what happens is people will feel that. And the ones who are malignant will steer clear because they know there's no room for negotiation of your worth. They know it will not be easy, and there is a huge potentiality of failing the task they've set out to do. Take your power back. Don't ask for it. Don't demand it. Fucking take that shit back. Take your power back. When you're asking for it, no. That means they still have the room and the space to consider and ponder if they're feeling magnanimous enough to give it to you. No, it's yours. Demand it back. That's an invitation for confrontation. Like, can you yell louder than I can? Yeah, no. You take my power. I'm going to take it back and I'm going to look you in the eyes and be like, fucking try again. See what happens. I don't think you want none. I'm feeling spicy. I mean, yeah, no more. Our community deserves to exist in such a space of such profound awareness of our personal power, each and every single one of us. Each and every single one of us. to date, and I want to keep this going, to date, as an adult, every single time I was prepared for major conflict, confrontation, altercation, nothing's come of it. Why? No, I don't want to participate in this. I don't want to co-create this with you. I don't want this experience. I don't want my children to have this experience. I do not consent. I do not agree. I will not allow. And if need be, I will have to force the issue. I will have to enforce my decision. And I've never needed to. I believe it's because people can feel your energy. People can feel when they can get away with things. They can feel it. Your energy doesn't lie. It snitches you out every single time. So allow yourself to have the type of experiences that you've had. Look back at that. Allow yourself to look back at that and see with neutral observation. You're not going to be shaming yourself. See with neutral observation the ways in which how you held yourself allowed for someone to feel more emboldened. Right? I'm sure that event that occurred in Boulder, if I was like, ma'am, please stop. Oh, I'm sure she would have probably started swinging and trying. I know at one point she said, she looked at my license plate and said, you should go back where you came from. And I was like, do you mean China or California? And yeah, she didn't say anything. She was just fucking like, oh, yeah, bitch. Yeah. Which place? I said, I'm not even Chinese. I'm from the Philippines. But that's the thing. When you don't allow yourself to see the very difficult circumstances that you've lived through, if you don't allow yourself to look back at that from a neutral space of observation, you're not going to have the proper footing for this lifetime. You're going to be very unstable and upside down in your perception of yourself. Again, I do not believe myself to be a badass. I'm not a fighter. I have the capacity to fight. I have the capacity to be a badass, but I'm not those things. I'm actually a rather gentle person. I really don't like confrontation unless I feel forced into it. At which point, well, now I'm pissed. I don't care what I like or don't want. I don't care. This needs to be resolved. I don't want none of this shit. Right? So take a look at all of those events. If you have someone who has been draining your energy, draining your power, you're currently going through that, look at the other events. How did this person even become a part of your life? Right? Did they play into your empathy? Did they cause you to feel like you are obligated to heal them? And that's how they work their way in. And then they began destabilizing your perception of yourself. And now you don't know who you are. And they've convinced you you're the issue and you're drama. And you turn everything into a big deal. And it's not even a big deal. It's a big fucking deal. It is a big deal to have someone warp your perception of yourself to that degree. That is a big fucking deal. Take your power back. Take your power back. Take it back in whatever way you need to. If you need to find out the legalities of what you can and cannot do, if you need support in certain ways, like look for the organizations, find the people who can support you in your process, all of these things. You need to do something for yourself, okay? Start a new chapter, write a new story, do something. Don't keep staying in the same spaces that further validate a lot of the very skewed perceptions, the very distorted perceptions that someone else implanted into you. One of the best ways to really become aware of where the distortions are is to be very, very still. Don't let anyone else get in your head. Don't even be in your own head. Allow yourself to be very still and really just from a neutral space of observation, look at what's going on. Just really look at what's going on, okay? These types of processes can be very, it can feel very hopeless. I promise you, keep with it. Keep going. Keep going. Typically, by the time you feel hopeless, you're at the finish line, right? Typically, you are at the finish line. Like the times where I've had to do something timed. I remember because I played badminton in high school, and the coaches would have us do a shit ton of calisthenics stuff, and they would have us do wall sits and like liners and burpees and whatnot. And it wasn't how many you do, they would time you. Like the wall sit, you have to have your legs bent at a 90-degree angle, like you're sitting on a chair, except you're not sitting on anything. Your back is leaning against the wall, and that shit burns. It burns so good. And right as I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. Because if you stop, if you get up, if you sit down, if you give up on that task before they call time, your ass is going to run 2 miles around the track. That's in addition to all the other shit they're having you do in order to be able to practice badminton. Yeah, they're crazy. And I remember every single time I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to give up. I'm just going to stand up. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to anymore. And I would say that quietly in my head, and they would be like, all right, time, everyone get up. Oh, thank God. It always burns the most and is the most uncomfortable right at the very end. But that's when you know you're creating the opportunities for hypertrophy. That's when you are really programming the growth to occur for yourself. Don't give up. Keep going. You don't need a timeout. You need to keep going. You need to allow yourself to see how much you've already been through. Not to remember how much you've been victimized. No, to see how much you've been capable of overcoming, even without the support, even without the guidance. You've overcome a lot. Please get out of here if you think you haven't overcome a lot. So many of you, when you show up to your first session with me, you're like, I've been through so much and this and that. And I'm listening to you. And I'm just like, you're not even seeing how much you've overcome. You're just remembering the ways you thought you couldn't do it, yet life showed you beyond any doubt that you could. Because, I mean, here you are, still a whole person, still kind, loving, supportive. Like there's nothing wrong with you. You just think that there is, right? Part of the reason we think there's something wrong with us is because we don't listen to the messages from soul, crown chakra, golden crown. Like these messages that are coming in to help validate the experiences, to help us gain greater perspective of what we've just lived through and the ways what we have lived through has caused us to grow and expand in our awareness and capacity exponentially. I mean, for many of us, we refuse to extrapolate the reality of how powerful we are because of the difficulty we have rehashing that difficult experience. Oh, I'd be looking at things all the time. Like that was, one time that was a really fucked up thing. But I learned a lot from it. It was amazing. It was cool. It really was. Right? It really was. I've been through a lot of shit in life. I don't think I would classify anything as unreasonably horrible and unnecessary. Everything has lent to my learning, to my awareness, to my capacity and willingness to retrieve more wisdom. It's been amazing. I've lived a beautiful life because I've been willing to see the beauty in it. How many of you can say that? That you've been through things, but you live a beautiful life because you allow yourself to see the beauty in it. And it's not about whether you can say yes or no. It's about if you can't say yes, do something to make it happen. Make it happen. See the beauty in your life. Always leave space for you to see the greatness you're being gifted with. Heaven sent. Every event you go through is heaven sent, including, especially, not just including, but especially the difficult times, the darkest times, the times where your perception of yourself becomes the most fractured. That's when a new you is being given permission to come up and out, to rise from the wreckage of your perception of you. Powerful stuff. Going beyond normal. You can't continue with the same cycles of seeing life in the same way and thinking the same things about your life. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow, but it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. I love that song. Okay. Sorry, I got triggered by one of the cards. I got triggered and I had to stim. I had to purge that out. Okay, card number 34. In the world, not of the world, but it's in reverse. Yes, you are in this world, not of this world, but you are still existing within the confines of this density. You are still playing by all the unfair rules that have been stacked against you intentionally. Why? Why do you do that? Stop it. Let yourself flow with it, okay? Card number 13, power of attraction. You are attracting to yourself all of the types of connections and circumstance and experiences that are necessary for your growth, okay? That is you looking at your life. That is you looking at your life eye to eye. You're looking is as the self and the soul looking at each other, and alignment is being forged right now. Let it happen, okay? Allow yourself to be inspired by those that try and sting you. Do not excuse away their behavior. Do not pretend their behavior did not sting, but allow it to inspire you to rise to new levels of self-love and self-awareness. I'm not going to do this deck. Final card. I want my pizza. Final card. Card number 16. What you want wants you. You want your power. You want a new life. You want to create different types of experiences and just amazingness. Okay, it wants you too. Make it happen. But you say it like it's easy. I never said it was easy. I said make it happen. Make it happen. Just because it's not easy doesn't mean it's impossible. And just because it's possible doesn't mean it's easy. Put some effort into yourself. That's the only solution I can come up with. If something feels too hard to do, that means my life and my soul are inviting me to put more effort into the process my soul says is worthy of me. Right? Soul loves you. Soul loves you and wants the best for you. Soul allows some of the difficulties because that is the most efficient way for you to learn whatever the lesson is. Soul has got you. Soul loves you. It supports you. Soul is not your enemy. It's because you believed, you've bought into the lie that if you're doing the right thing, if you're a good person, life will be easy. You will be wealthy. And that's a lie. So stop participating in the lie. Stop believing the lie. Allow yourself to transcend. Allow yourself to really be fully present, to observe from a space of neutral observation all of the beautiful things you've learned, the powerful things you've learned. I promise you, if you do this for yourself, the you that comes out from the rubble, from the wreckage, will be unstoppable. And that's when you'll be ready to step into your purpose. That's when you'll reach that point of maturity where you're actually ready to live the life you have always been destined to live. I got to get going. What I want to do though, in a little bit, I'm going to be going live on the Soul Sanctuary. I'm going to be chatting with my community. It's been far too effing long. I've been sidelined for far too long, but I want to chat with you guys tonight. I can't do the podcast. So I figured, well, I couldn't do the podcast and the community chat. What I figured I would do, let's just get together in the community chat, the soulsanctuary.love. If you want to be part of that exclusive chat, I got a lot of shit to share with y'all. A lot, like ding, 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 ding. So many downloads that I can't share here. So many downloads, so much information, really powerful things, events, all kind of different things. I want to share it with you guys. I want to be chatting with you maybe in about an hour or so. So like 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to go live over there. I'm going to create the page and the announcement for our private chat. And for those who are already part of the sanctuary, and just go to the announcements. You know what to do. You know the routine. And it'll have the countdown there. If you're not yet part of it, I mean, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So the way you can sign up, where is it? Bio to your partner. I just want to get the link up for you guys. I think it's right here. Here we go. If you want to join that, be part of the convo, it's going to go real deep. Like, it's going to blow your fucking mind. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. The amount of shit that I've been wanting to share with you guys. Yeah. If you're not yet there, go check it out. Soulsanctuary.love is where you go. www.soulsanctuary, thesoulsanctuary.love. All of the proceeds from the recurring contributions, they go to Soulwork Synergistics. That is our church and nonprofit. I don't get any of that. That goes straight to the church. It's processed by the church. It's considered a donation. So I will see you guys in about an hour, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go check it out, guys. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live, and I'll see you guys again in about an hour. Bye, everyone.